Last time on Polymorph Self, our heroes entered the headquarters of the Society of the Snake, a grim stone block covered by magical illusion to appear as an affluent chateau. 2 acolytes came out to greet them, and the party moved quick to attack. Hjani used her rapid shot and 2 arrows at one time skill to rip 4 arrows through a cultist's legs. He died of shock and blood pressure loss. Seyda immobilized the second one to subdue, so Billicus shanked him several times. And Manto, his wolf companion, ate the guy's genitals. The party stopped to wonder if they weren't the bad guys. Inside, a UNT half-blood priest was leading a ceremony in front of a giant viper and many, many cultists. So, Garrick the dwarven cleric put Manto the wolf on his shoulders and draped them both in a robe and tried to stealth his way in. Yeah. The battle began. Billicus wild-shaped into Gorillicus, and all hell broke loose. Bringing us to Manto.
Manto is continuing to go after the priest.
Okay, AC 20, and bite plus...
Jesus.
4, I think. 4.
Is it? Okay.
Bite plus 4.
Bite plus 4. 18 plus 4 is 22.
He sinks his teeth into the half-blood priest's leg.
And that
Because, by the way, for listeners, it has a humanoid body and a snake head.
So it does have legs. It's a snake with legs.
It does, so technically I was right.
It's 1d6 plus 2.
Okay, roll the damage.
5 plus 2 is 7.
Awesome. Scores a good blow, bringing it down to 29 hit points.
So if it's a snake with legs, then it is a lizard.
Don't tell it that. That's all I'm going to say.
Your mum's a chameleon.
It's because technically it's a snake mixed with human. But originally, if it were not a half-blood mixed with human, it would just look like a snake. So I'm right. Okay, that's all I want to point out.
I'd like it to be noted that I'm nodding my head.
Yeah, Billicus nods his head. He knows his animals. He's a druid.
Right, it's a snooman.
Exactly, a snooman. Or as the book calls it, a UNT, because they actually name things in a cool, accessible
Is
way.
that how they make them? Do you want to build a snowman?
Okay.
Do you really want to put a snowman?
Okay, 6 cultists are now going to have attacks. 2 of them are going to fight Billicus. Gorillicus.
Thank you.
What is Gorillicus's AC?
Gorillicus's AC is 14.
Okay, so they have short sword plus 1. Here comes the first attack. 6 plus 1 is 7. You easily pour away this lame, weak attack with your huge gorilla paws. Or hands, sorry. They don't have paws, they have hands. The next one. 12 plus 1 is 13. You're just too strong and too fast. They've both failed to stab you. 2 are going to try to stab Seyda. What's your armor class? With barkskin.
With barkskin is 22.
They can only hit you with a natural 20, these low-level dudes. Short sword plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. No chance.
Nope.
And 5 plus 1 is 6. You easily evade, parry, and you let the second one stab you and just watch it fail to penetrate your weird tree bark skin, and you laugh.
Ha ha ha.
Okay, the other 2 rush over towards where the arrows are coming from, and they are going to arrive next turn, but you won't be able to shoot them. They'll be right on you. You see them running towards you. Now,
I ain't scared.
then the priest. He is going to cast Animal Trance. What is Manto saving throws? Did I give you a full printout for a wolf?
Manto's saving throw. I see F plus 5, R plus 5, W plus 1.
Okay, so he's got a plus 1 willpower save, and it's difficulty class 15.
Good
if
luck.
he fails, the priest will successfully mind control Manto.
No. A 4 plus 1 is a 5.
Manto is now mind controlled and linked to the UNT half-blood priest. For next round. Okay, that's his
dirty
action.
Dog.
And now, Garrick, since you're right in front there, a huge viper which rears up to twice... No, wait a minute, you're a dwarf. To 3 times your height. By the way, anyone listening to the podcast, he's a dwarf in the Lord of the Rings sense. I'm not... Mark Jay is...
He's not a little
Jay is of
person,
average
he's a
height.
dwarf.
He's not a little person, yeah. An actual dwarf with a beard who... What they
This
doing?
is just making it worse.
They sing songs and the plates magically clean themselves in 40-minute unnecessary movie scenes. Some people out there know what I'm talking
That was
about.
40 minutes.
They whistle while they work.
I mean, the first half of the movie is
Oh.
like, like it would be shorter to actually read the fucking book than to watch one half of that movie. Anyway, let's not get into that. DM Andy does not like those movies.
Disney movies?
The 9-hour adaptation of The Hobbit.
Oh, I didn't see those.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, good. Okay, let's
Yeah,
carry
I thought
on.
you were talking about the Snow White.
Yeah. Anyways,
Garrick, this huge viper rears up and it has bite +6. And what's
shriek.
your AC?
my AC is 17.
Okay, bite +6. 15 +6 is 21. The viper's huge head darts down and its fangs penetrate your armor, reaching your body for 1d6 +4 plus poison. Here's the damage. I rolled a 1, so 5 points of damage. And what's your fortitude save?
My fortitude save is 7.
7, so you get +7, and you have to beat a difficulty class of 14, so you have to beat 14 or more. Roll the d20 at 7.
13 plus 7 is a 20.
So you do not get affected by the poison.
I no longer shriek.
Bringing us back to Hjani.
All right. Rapid mini shot at the viper that's now chomping down on a dwarf.
But 2 cultists are about to stab you.
I think
from
I'll be
point blank
fine.
range. You'll be fine? Okay.
Yeah, I've got
That
22
is really-
armor class.
That is so awesome. Even the dungeon master who decides what's happened feels in awe. And,
Yeah, I
feels
look
like-
at them coming and I'm like,
Wait,
continue rapid shotting.
Wait. The dungeon master is now going to actually make an action in game. So DM's action is, I try desperately to win the validation of Hjani. I desperately tried to be noticed by awesome Hjani. Okay, so you're just going to do all 4 at the huge viper,
Yeah,
which
so-
has AC of 15.
So it's +8 with the penalty added. So
Okay,
plus 8
so
longbow.
for the third time, Hjani knocks 2 arrows at the same time and shoots from her longbow with rapid speed.
All right, so the first one is a 17 plus 8, so that's 25.
That's a hit.
And the second one is a 2 plus 8, so that's not a hit.
Okay, so that's the first 2 arrows. One of them hits the viper.
So for 1d8 plus 1 damage, and so that's 5 plus 1, 6 damage.
It's down to 10 hit points. You've been peppering it with arrows, this huge snake. Okay, and the other 2?
All right, the other 2. So that's 19 plus 8, so that's 27.
Yep.
And then 11 plus 8, that's 19.
So you knock and lose 2 arrows at the same time again, and both of them sink into the viper's neck.
So it's 1d8 plus 1. The first one is 5 plus 1 is 6, and then
Yep.
the second one is 3 plus 1, which is 4. So 10.
Bingo, exactly, yeah. So you shoot another sort of 4 apples.
Apples.
Oh god, now you've made the joke about I have to leave it in now.
I have a pen. I have an apple.
That's way too deep for listeners in the West. Too deep. I don't know, is that viral in the West?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue then. So I have a pen and
Pineapple
an apple.
pen.
No, don't. Stop it, please.
Okay, so you again have 2 double shots with rapid speed, 3 of which penetrate and skewer the neck of this huge viper, which now collapses dead at Garrick's feet. The viper is out of the picture, and we go to Billicus, who has still 6 more cultists around him.
But Billicus is very concerned about Manto. Billicus leaps towards the priest and just grabs his head in his hands and starts to squeeze.
Okay, so here's the
attempts
thing,
to.
though. You're going to have to barrel through those cultists, and
No
there are
problem.
6 of them. Can you roll a 1d6,
If there's
please?
one thing gorillas know, it is barrels.
Okay, that's exactly.
What am I rolling?
Roll 1d6 for me.
4.
4 of the cultists will get an attack of opportunity as you run by them. Short sword +1 is their attack, or was it 1 or 2? DM is losing track. Short sword +2. What's your AC, Billicus?
14.
Okay, you barrel past the first one. 3 + 1 is 4. He does not get a chance to strike you. You barrel past the second one. 12 + 2, sorry, short sword +2. 12 + 2 is 14. He sticks you for 1d6 + 1 damage. 3 + 1 is 4. You barrel past the third one. A natural 20. Let me roll again to see if it's critical. 7 + 2 is 9. No. So you get stabbed again for 5 + 1, 6 points of damage. Was that all 4? No, there's one more. One more. This could end well, because this is a Billicus rage. This ends with you pounding that priest. That didn't sound good.
It's usually the other way around, isn't it?
I'm right here, Billicus. Please take him to the other room.
Okay, let me start again. I rolled a 9 + 2 is 11. If the last one fails, you are suddenly on top of the priest.
Again, I'm right here.
I mean, you close the distance with the priest and you get a claw +7 at him. His AC is 20.
Oh, the last one missed. Okay.
Yeah, the last one missed, sorry. Yeah.
Gorillas in the mist.
AC 20 for the half-blood priest. You have...
I got a 3.
And that blew out the mic so much, I'm going to ask you to say it again.
Sorry. I rolled a 3.
You can do the R if you want, just not a...
I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you miss. So that brings us to Seyda.
Gorillas in the mist.
See, now it works. Okay.
Like, I saw Manto being entranced by the priest, and I am so mad because Manto is a good dog and he is a bad priest.
Are you?
I'm gonna do it.
Are you for the first time in like 69 episodes?
I'm gonna rage.
We have played and released 69 40-minute to 1 hour long episodes of a game, and this is officially the first time our barbarian has used their rage.
I don't even
ability.
know what it does.
And yeah, because we're gonna have to pause and look it up. It's like you transfer. It's like you transfer to hit to damage or something like that. Can somebody pass me the player's handbook, which is out of print and for the sake of the listeners is now being used as a coaster by hundreds of drinks, even though it cannot be found again except on eBay. It's the 3 point. Oh, and just for visual description, they are now passing me an original that I paid for. Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast. 3.5. Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook with a beautiful hardcover. And while the DM looks that up, what are the party thinking, doing, or saying to each other? Well, who's near each other?
Nobody. Oh, actually, the gorilla's close to the dwarf.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
aren't we by each other? Because
What does... No, Billicus is right up next to Garrick now. What does Garrick say to Billicus? One-sided conversation, but go for it.
So you really went for it, huh? And he just backed off.
ooh.
Yeah, I know. I know that's like. I pet Monto.
Oh,
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Oh, shit.
So since Manto is confused, did he cock his head like in the cute dog way when he got confused? Like, "Mrr"?
I'm afraid you're going to have to wait for just a second before I describe what happens, because it's pretty good. Okay, rage. A barbarian can fly into a screaming blood frenzy a certain number of times per day. In a rage, a barbarian gains phenomenal strength and durability, but becomes reckless and less able to defend herself. She temporarily gains a +4 bonus to strength, a +4 bonus to constitution, a +2 moral bonus on will saves, but takes a -2 penalty to armor class. Okay. So what would that make your strength in total?
My strength is 16, so it would be 20.
Right, so you'd end up with...
+5.
Your strength bonus would be +5. What's your base attack?
My base attack is 6, so now it's 8.
So that's... because normally it's 16, right? Which is +3. So you basically add 2 to all your attacks and damage.
Okay, so...
But -2 on your AC.
So that just takes off the bark skin.
No, as well as your... Oh, yes, it does. Yeah, I see what you mean. Also, what level are you?
I am level 6.
Level 6, and it's +2 on Constitution, which would have taken your Constitution to what?
18.
So that's another jump up of +1. So you also get a temporary boost of another 6 hit points.
Okay, so...
Like, just put it in brackets or something, I don't know. So yeah, you're going to add +2 to all your attack and damage during this rage. So it is just like trading AC for strength in this case.
I'm so mad.
Seyda flies into a barbarian rage, and you're reckless and you're focused. What are you focused on?
The priest.
Okay, you charge over there, and you have to move first. You're only going to get 1 attack at first. His AC is 20.
I have a +11 +2, so that's 13. No, 11, 12. Yes, 13.
Greatsword +13.
Greatsword +13. I rolled a 16. +13 is 29.
You smash your greatsword into his body for how much damage?
Do I get a plus to my damage too?
Yeah, another +2.
Another +2.
On top of the normal.
2d6 +6. 3 and 1 is 4 +6 is 10.
Okay, you smash him for 10 damage, bringing him down to 19, which brings us to Garrick.
And I smash my heavy mace into him.
Awesome. His AC 20, and yours is heavy mace plus...
+9. 16 + 9 is 25.
You also smash him. God, everyone really goes for it when Manto's in danger.
This one's for you, Manto. 1d8 +6. That is an 8 + 6, which is 14 damage.
14 damage. Well, he's still up, but he's almost down. Bringing us to Manto's turn. Manto turns around. Manto's aspect is very, very, very on edge and violent. He's snarling, his head is dipped, his fur is standing up, and his eyes now resemble snake eyes.
No.
He's snake-eyed Manto. He stares at you all, and this is the tragic aspect, he doesn't recognize or have any emphatic connection with Gorillicus. He attacks Gorillicus.
No, my heart is breaking.
He does, though. And what's your AC, Gorillicus?
14.
14 AC.
14.
And Manto has bite plus 4,
Plus
right?
4.
Okay. 17 plus 4 is 21. Mind-controlled snake Manto bites his master, bites Gorillicus for...
1d6 plus 2.
2 plus 2 is 4 points of damage on Gorillicus.
Oh, Gorilla's the gentle giant of the jungle. Well...
Okay, and now we come to the priest who's on its last legs. It does have legs, we've established that, yeah.
It's a lizard.
It's looking around, it doesn't know how to get out. This has got multiple attackers, both Gorillicus, Seyda, a raging barbarian, and Garrick, the dwarven cleric. So it's going to cast another spell. Well, it's not a spell, it's a psionic spell-like ability, which is why it can cast it during combat, by the way. Nerds. It's Entangle, and it's difficulty 14, difficulty class 14, so the stones crack magically beneath your feet, and creepers and vines rise up to entangle the three of you. So Seyda, Gorillicus, and Garrick all have to make a fortitude save against 14, or be entangled, as these magical vines rise up from the cracks in the ground to grab you. Starting with Garrick, what's your fortitude save here?
7. 1.
Natural 1, you are completely entangled and immobilized by magical vines.
Get a 1 went in your butthole.
Come on.
There.
The DM allows player improvisation.
No!
Gorillicus, what's your fortitude save?
Shriek again.
Okay,
Cornelio.
yeah, because I mean, you know, it's word choice, isn't it? It just goes up your butthole sounds much better than the magical vines anally rape you. Now let's go to Gorillicus, sorry, what's your...
My fortitude save is plus 6.
Okay. By the way, listener, we're just joshing. Garrick, you have not been raped.
It just tickled the butthole.
It was
Correct.
It's because it was consensual.
It's a consentical.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Don't
God.
tell me how. Don't ask how I know that.
You don't know how Garrick feels right now. His face is covered in vines.
I'm glad that Robyn just blew out the mic, because
Sorry.
then I won't be able to include it all. No. Okay, Gorillicus, sorry, fortitude save.
Fortitude save is plus 6.
Plus 6, big strong gorilla. Can you get out of this?
18 plus 6 is 24.
You just rend those vines asunder. And Seyda.
Sorry, my constitution went up from 14 to 18. Is that...
Oh, so you get another plus 2 on
another
fortitude.
plus 2 on fortitude 2.
Yes.
My fortitude was 8 previously, and now it's 10.
Okay, DC 14.
I rolled a 6. 10 plus 6 is 16.
You're also not entangled. So Oni, its gambit failed. Only Garrick was entangled. And that's all that happened. He was entangled. There might have been something involving a taint, but that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, little tickling, that's all.
Tain't gonna say what happened.
That's right. Tain't no one going to tell. Okay, that's definitely getting edited out.
Good.
And finally, the cultists, who are now... well, some of them got all bowled to the side by a huge charging Gorillicus. Meanwhile, 2 of them tried to hit Hjani with their short sword plus 2.
My AC is 22.
Okay, they must get a natural 20 to hit you. 2 plus 2 is 4. That's a miss. 17 plus 2 is 19. Also a miss. So Hjani is shooting rapid shot with these arms while using her legs to kung fu kick them away in the face as they try to stab you. You're just kicking them in the face and swatting and tripping them up using only your leg. That's how cool you are. Which brings us all the way back to... So Viper's dead. 4 out of the 6 cultists are dead. The priest is on his last legs. And Garrick is entangled. Which brings us back to Hjani. You are now engaged in melee combat with these cultists.
Do I have to engage with them, or can I just keep on ducking behind them while shooting at them?
They would get 2 attacks of opportunity and then their actions next round.
Fine.
Do you keep... No, you can just keep holding them off with your one leg, your karate, your kung fu leg.
I kind of want to do that.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah, so I'm going to continue to mini rapid shot the snake face.
While pivoting on your standing leg and kicking the cultists at the same time.
Yeah, like just waving them away with my leg.
You are a level 6 fighter, legendary ranger of the Cacathran Elven Winter Realm.
Yeah.
So, Hjani, who are you shooting at now?
The priest.
Okay, AC 20, and the first double shot.
So it's +8. So 9 + 8 is not enough. 17.
It glances off his ceremonial armor.
All right, second one. 18 + 8. 26.
Oh, great. 26. So the second arrow hits for how much damage?
1d8 + 1. So that is a 3 + 1, 4.
4. It sticks him. He's got 1 hit point left.
Okay, let's hope one of these 2 extra arrows hits. It's a +8, so 1. Oh, natural 1. +8.
Okay.
You shoot
there.
Garrick in his butthole.
Oh my god.
well, we're going to find out. We'll resolve that in a minute. What happens with the next one?
All right. 3 + 8. So
Now, and before I even see what happens to that one, let me roll the 2 attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
Can you successfully, with your free leg, hold off 2 cultists with their short swords? So the first one, short sword +2 on your AC of 21.
22.
22, sorry. 16 + 2 is 18. Nope. A natural 20. And I just want Robyn to look around the corner there.
That is a natural 20.
Okay, so that
What's
is...
going on behind that screen? You saw it.
And the next one, there's no critical hit though, because he'd have to roll a consecutive natural 20. So this time you do get stabbed for 3 + 1 is 4 points of damage. As he
Worth it.
stabs you, you skew your shot. And let's go for, looking around the table, Garrick 1, 2, Gorillicus 3, 4, and Seyda 5, 6. I'm rolling, in fact, Seyda, can you roll the 1d6 out in the middle of the table there?
I will roll this 1d6. I rolled a 3.
Gorillicus gets an arrow right in his huge gorilla butt for 1d8 + 1 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Roll your own damage, says mean DM. That's a
This is
d10,
a
but I'll also
D10.
accept that.
2.
Plus 1.
is
3 points of
3.
damage as an arrow buries itself in your gorilla butt.
Is it red? No,
It
it's
is
a
now.
baboon.
It is now.
Great.
So, yeah. So he has 1 hit point left. And we are now in the order to, it would be actually Gorillicus. So Gorillicus, any hit and you finish this fool.
All right, like before, I'm going to try and grab his head and just start squeezing.
Okay, +7 is your attack.
+7 is my attack.
And he has AC 20, which also in D&D accounts for his agility, his dodging, his armor. It's a mix of all these things.
I had a 4 +7.
You try to grab his head, he snakes out of the way.
I thought he wasn't a snake, though,
He is. He's a UNT. He's half snake, half human.
but he has legs.
That's the human
Makes
half.
him a lizard.
That's the human half, he says right into the microphone. This is a joke only for me at this table because I'm the only one wearing headphones, can hear what it sounds like. That brings us to Garrick, who's... No, Raging Seyda, because Garrick is entangled.
Oh, Raging Seyda.
You're still raging.
I'm still so mad, and I still have Greatsword +13, and I rolled a 16 + 13 is 29.
You decapitate it.
I decapitate him, and as I decapitate him, I say, "Your ma's a salamander."
I don't know the science on how long he can still hear and think after his head was chopped off, but I'm going to assume
He heard it.
He heard it. Let's just say he heard it. Both the huge viper and the priest are defeated in this area, and now the remaining 4 cultists just bolt. 2 go out in the direction of the entryway, and 2 go down the stairs, down that huge square, sort of descending pit. And you are now by this 40-foot high snake statue and altar at the far end of one of these wings of the house. Which is just looks like a huge cavernous stone space, essentially. Like a squared off natural cavern almost, but a perfect block in shape.
Is Manto okay?
Manto immediately reverts back to Manto, but he's a bit traumatized because he tastes Gorillicus's blood in his mouth. He looks up and he starts whimpering and feels very guilty.
I animal handling to reassure him.
Now wait a minute, you're jumping in on there, because the reason we know he feels guilty is because Billicus knows, because he has emphatic link. That's his animal companion.
I can see his little face. And Billicus is a gorilla.
No, he stricken with grief, he shrinks back into human form.
It's like Coco.
I was going to
and
say, I
that-
thought you were going to hold him as a
that's
gorilla.
what I was going to do. I was going to hold him.
Oh.
Okay, go for it.
Well,
Gorillicus, what do you do?
I pluck the arrow from my ass, and then I cradle Manto in my arms. It's okay.
And then Seyda just inserts herself between the two of you. And Seyda, what's your handle animal skill
My
again?
handle animal is +5.
I think you have to do that twice. Once for me
I
and
pet
once
both
for
of you.
No, I'm going to give you a -3 penalty for insensitivity and attention grabbing.
I'm still mad, so...
Yeah, you're still raging, so
Yeah.
we forgive you. Okay, so you have to beat DC 15 with +2 animal handle.
Okay, +2. I rolled a... Does animal handle get anything off my rage? I rolled a 1. No, a natural 1.
Natural 1. You try to get in between them, and Manto growls at you.
No.
Oh, it's worse than anything.
This is heartbreaking. I am going to follow those 2 people down into the pit.
Am I free from the vines?
They disappear the moment the priest dies.
Oh. All right, I put my cloak back on, even though there's no manto, and they know by now. But then I also head towards the pit.
Seyda,
I'm really sad now. I follow Hjani.
you just got to give it some space.
Really sad.
Actually, that's not for the DM to advise. Gorillicus, are you staying in gorilla form?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still cradling him.
Wordless as you are in gorilla form. Okay, so a giant gorilla cradles a white wolf. They both look sad, and you follow on in the rear.
That is adorable.
You reach the edge of this 40 by 40 foot wide, perfectly square pit with a stone staircase sort of carved into the side of it, going down and gradually deeper. And there's no hand railing or anything, so if you were to slip off the stairs, you'd just plummet. So what's the marching order as you descend? Hjani, you've stated you're going first, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Hjani, who will be second?
Me.
Garrick, third.
I give third.
And now I'm going. This is serious. You're going to definitely stay in gorilla form because if anything else happens, that's what you'll be in.
I have a meta question right now, actually.
Go.
I have 13 hit points left. What happens when I revert back to human form with those missing hit points? I
How
don't know.
many did you take down from the maximum? What was the damage that you took out of, in total damage?
Well, I had 30 total, so I took 17. I took 17.
What's your hit points when in human form?
Well, luckily, it's also 30, so...
So it would be the same. You would have taken
Okay.
17 points of damage. Would anyone like to cast a quick cure spell before you descend? And no arguing about berries or different spells. Would anyone just like to...
I can't cast anything if I'm an ape.
You're staying an ape.
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
That ape's in a quite rough shape. So, anyone want to help?
Garrick, do you want to cure up?
I look at this ape, and I say, "I'll help you, bud." And I slap him on his thigh, and then I cast Cure Moderate Wounds.
Okay, and
2d8.
2d8 plus...
2d8 plus 1.
I owe you.
I think it's +1 per level, isn't it, for those? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not going to look it up, so...
Yes, it's plus 1 per level.
Yeah, so it's 2d8 plus 5.
That is 8 and 2. Total plus
5.
plus 5, that's 15.
Yeah, so...
I owe you, buddy.
15 points healed to Billicus/Gorillicus.
So back up to 28.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, you descend, and this goes quite deep. You're walking for like 10 minutes down these steps, getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And eventually you see a kind of light emanating from down below, because it's just like a square shaft in between, in the middle of these steps, which are kind of like a spiral staircase going down, but squared off and wide with this huge empty sort of gaping maw in the middle. And you see light down below. The lower level appears to be lit up by torches and lanterns, as with the other ones. And eventually you come out in a kind of 40 by 40 foot square chamber. There are arched exits in the east and west walls, and in the north and south walls are small alcoves with statuettes on plinths, both in the north and south. Emanating from the east arch, you hear all kinds of strange, pained moans, like as if a whole crowd of people were all moaning. Like
In a strange and pained way.
that did not add any other extra information at all, did it? Yeah.
The immersion.
Okay, so arches to the east and west with the moans coming from the east, and small alcoves with statuettes on plinths to the north and south. Hjani,
Are the statuettes cute?
state an action if you want to find out. What
I
would...
take a look at the statuette
Okay,
to
Garrick,
see if they're cute.
I peer down the hallway and take a look at where the moaning's coming from.
Gorillicus,
I set down Manto and I head towards the moaning.
Seyda,
I'm in a depressed state coming down off a rage. I knock off one of the statuettes.
north or south?
North.
north. Hjani, which one were you heading towards, north or south?
I'll say I was heading towards the south.
Okay, that way you don't have your statuette impetuously slapped away as you try to examine it. Okay, Seyda, you didn't even see what the statuette was. You just slap it, it bounces off the walls, hits the flagstones and shatters.
Good.
Hjani, you go south and you look at the south statuette, and it's just like a mini version of the huge snake statue in the temple halls. It looks like a snake which its lower half is coiled, allowing its upper half to rise up, like a viper. So no flaps or markings, just a sort of uniform body and head staring at you, like a little snake statuette.
Okay, I take it and pretend it's Bjorn.
It's quite cute as well. Oh, Onas ball and Bjorn statuette.
Yeah. I figure I need a souvenir while we're still looking for Bjorn at some point in time.
So you're just like collecting ex-party members, right? You're literally like imprisoning them and carrying them around.
Well, I mean, obviously, I know that Bjorn's not in the statuette. We can't say the same about the Onus ball, but I'm just, you know,
he is definitely in that ball.
Yeah, Onus is definitely in that ball. And so, but, you know, I feel like there's this empty part of our party that's been filled by a dwarf, but, you know.
You need to
It's only
fill the
half
rest
size.
of the remaining
It's about
area.
half
Yeah,
filled.
that's right. Yeah. So, okay, we've got to stop this in case listeners start thinking we're just generally prejudiced against shortness. Again, Garrick is a dwarf, the race in fantasy literature. Hjani, please write on your character sheet, Viper statuette.
Viper statuette.
May or may not come in handy or contain an ex-party member.
Oh no, what if I broke the Beyond Snake?
Billicus and Garrick head over to the east arch, which is only 20 feet away, and when you get there, you immediately see directly on the other side is a huge 100-foot-long underground hall, except this time it's not huge and cavernous. The ceiling is just a couple of feet above your head, 9-10 feet up in general, and curved, so it's like an arched cellar almost.
How big am I?
Billicus is 6 foot tall.
How about Gorillicus?
Gorillicus is about sort of 7.5 feet tall, like a good head and shoulders above an average human. But as a Kikatharan elf, this might be a good point. I haven't mentioned this for ages, and don't think many people are checking the blog out. But in our game world, elves come from Kikathra, a winter / a grey elf style elven community where elves live only sort of 150% longer than humans, sometimes twice as long, and they're actually up to 6 feet tall, lithe, and have sort of black hair and pale skin. They're like winter elves specifically. There may be, the sort of more traditional D&D elves existing, but in the 4 civilizations of our game world, you are the winter elves. Again, go back and listen to the early episodes for a set of adventures and travels in the elven kingdom of Kikathra. So looking down this sort of arch-ceilinged cellar, which is still 40 feet wide and 100 feet long, all down each side has been broken up into iron-barred cells, each one only 10 foot across. You've basically got 8 cells on one side facing 8 cells on the other, and there appear to be people manacled to the walls in them as well as being in cells, like one person per cell, and they're all full, and they're all moaning, and at the very far end you see another arch. So that's what Garrick and Gorillicus see.
We need to free these people. Was that a yes? No. Why not? They could help us.
Oh.
I walk over with my little statuette. Hey.
Okay. Hi. I'm gonna go free these people. I go to the nearest cage and try to open it.
Okay, so you're going to go through the arch to the very first cage right there.
Yes.
And have a look. Seyda, you haven't said anything yet?
I kick my heels over and stand near to Hjani.
What do you think of this statuette? Cute or no? It's not for the DM to judge.
It's snaky. Doesn't really look like Bjorn, but he might. I don't know. I'm
It
just
reminds
sad.
me of Bjorn.
I'm just sad. Like,
Oh, no. Gorillicus, thoughts on the statuette, where its relation to Bjorn or its cuteness?
Oh.
Okay, Garrick, you walk through into the first cell and the person starts moaning at you. He's not moaning, he's trying to talk, but you see the people in these cells have all had their tongues cut out.
Gasp.
You see they are locked with a padlock.
The people?
The cell in front of you. Would you like to smash it
I
or
do.
try to pick it?
The first one.
Using what?
My mace.
Okay. Would you like to add shockwave?
No, thank you.
That's good, because I was then going to hilariously make you kill half of the prisoners.
No, I'm not that dumb, DM.
Damn. I underestimated Garrick.
Can't fool me.
Okay.
You
You
can't. Shame on. Anyways.
Exactly, yes.
Anyway, yeah,
You can't spell dumb without DM.
that's true.
What is... Oh, wow. I was slow to get that, fittingly. I thought you were making another unrelated
But
dumb
technically,
joke.
they're dumb because they don't have tongues.
What is your strength bonus?
My strength bonus is +4.
And you're also using a magical mace, right? So you can add the mace bonus. So what's your total?
My damage?
No, your total attack bonus. I'm going to allow. I'm
it's
going to.
it's +9.
Yeah.
And then my strength bonus is +4.
Yeah, that's included in the 9. So what I'm going to rule is the magical properties of the mace allows it. It's all going to. It's going to. The word has escaped me. Stack.
Cancel? Oh.
Stack. So you get the
the
full
opposite of
+9, and you only need to beat 12 to smash it off cleanly.
Okay, so roll d20.
Yep, and add 9.
Natural 20.
You hit it so hard, the door falls off. You smash the lock off, it rocks off the hinges and the door. You step aside and allow it to clatter loudly, echoing all over the hall, the room you came down in, and potentially the entire dungeon. And he is sort of, his arms are manacled together, not in fact to the wall, just together.
Is he clothed?
Yeah, scraps of clothing.
I throw my purple robe over him and I say, hush, hush, it's okay now. Garrick is here.
He thinks that's a particularly poor taste joke considering his tongue is cut out.
No more, less, shh, it's okay.
You don't know this, but he's really hating on you mentally right now. You just told the guy who's had his tongue removed to shh, never mind, don't talk. Awesome. Well, that at least amused the DM, as you can hear. That really made my night. Okay, Garrick, yeah, you calm him down.
Guys, look what I found.
Garrick returns, bringing a emaciated prisoner whose tongue has been recently cut out and is wearing a really cool crimson cultist robe.
Okay, the statue's cool, but this is not.
This guy doesn't remind me of Bjorn.
Not even that time he killed all those slaves?
Oh, that's right. We really are not good people.
Yeah.
So what are you planning on doing with this guy, Garrick?
Like, help him?
How about all these other people in this room?
Same.
Okay, fair enough.
Would you like to, Garrick, take time to free all of the captives?
Yes.
Okay, you get to work smashing that down.
Can
I'll
I
help.
Gorillicus helps.
I'll help too.
Hjani.
I'm going to talk to this guy by handing him a piece of something to write with. Let me
Okay, what do you have? Okay, so while you're doing that, Garrick, Seyda, and Gorillicus enter the cell area and start smashing the locks off. And by the way, at one point, you're all going to be down the other end and see where the second arch leads to. There's also a second arch in the original room heading back the other direction. And I'll tell you what you see in a moment. Let's get to Hjani. So you've got some...
I have a water skin, so maybe you can just write with water on the ground.
You have any books or letters?
I have my Yuan-ti book, but it was kind of ruined by all that water.
It's dried out. It's just
But I
you
don't-
can use it to write new things on. Now
But
it's
I don't
dried
have
out.
a pen.
Did you lose the princess
Do you have an
diary?
apple?
You guys can't discuss this. You're off smashing locks. Hjani's by herself.
I'm trying to pull the door off. I'm not smashing.
You're
the
doing
lock.
that. You're doing that.
Okay.
You're ripping the doors off impressively.
Well, I mean,
in gorilla form.
I could always cut myself and then we'd have blood, but it seems a little intense.
Would you like to do that?
No,
It's
I
quite in
think
keeping with your character.
I
Come
don't-
on, commit. Make the
No,
action.
the water, just on the ground. I make my name is Hjani with water on the ground.
I just imagine that's how you write home to your mother every week.
Wait. Okay, let's state the action again.
I grab a water skin, I dip my finger in the water, and I write on the ground like, I'm Hjani. Who are letter R? You. Letter
He
U.
weeps bitter tears and breaks down.
I give him an iron ration.
He also hates you right now. He's thinking like, I can only ever eat soup again. I hate you. Why are these people mocking me?
Wait, does he not have teeth?
Yeah, he has teeth. He hasn't got a tongue though, right?
Wait, can you not eat?
Well, he's
without
got a tongue stump. It just becomes difficult, yeah, because when you eat, you chew the food, but then your tongue naturally shapes it into, I've forgotten the technical term, into a kind of like bomb shape
I
that you
didn't
then
know
swallow.
that. All right.
Yeah, it becomes
Hjani
almost
learned something
impossible to
today.
form up the...
All right. Well, I don't know. I still
fact
give.
check me, listeners, but I'm sure your tongue forms it into that thing that then is the shape to swallow.
I give him my water skin, and I'm just like, look, help us out a little bit here, okay? You're free now. Just fucking hold it together for another couple of minutes.
This is classic Hjani, abusing the mocking, then losing temper with them. Okay, he takes the water and he starts to trace some words in common out on the ground. He draws an arrow on the ground going back towards the cells and writes kitchen, the horror, the horror. And then he traces an arrow going the other way and he writes Mr. Naja. Mr. Naja.
Oh, wow. I know that name.
He raises his eyebrows at you when you say that.
He's a dick.
Awesome. And on that note, it's true. On that note, you guys, when you finish freeing the prisoners, you arrive at the far end of the hallway, in which you see the second arch opens up into a huge circular underground chamber, which is like the most horrific slaughterhouse you've ever seen. There are dismembered, manacled prisoners hanging off the walls on chains, missing limbs and heads and body pieces. There's a table full of sharpened instruments, and where someone has been in here cutting up prisoners and turning them into meat dishes. On the other side of the huge circular chamber is a dinner table with a quite nice tablecloth and candlesticks and seats and dining equipment. That's what Billicus, Seyda, and Garrick see.
I smash it. The table. I smash the table.
Wait, the butcher's table or the really nice
the really
1/8
nice
ones?
one.
Oh no,
First.
it's really nice. Okay, you do that. You fly into a rage and you
It's a weird cannibals.
look so nice. Well, not cannibals if they're snake, but
They're snake people, so they're half cannibals.
Okay, you rage and you smash up the beautiful silk blue handcrafted tablecloth, and you throw the gilded wonderful candlesticks across the room, denting them irreparably on the walls. You smash the antique. No, I used that word again. You smash the artisanal carved wooden chairs, and now it's a big pile of ruins. Garrick.
I cast the first level spell, Cure Light Wounds, on myself. 1d8 plus 1. That's an 8 plus 1. 1 per level. So
it's
would be
plus 5.
Plus 5, so that's 13?
Yep, so you get 13 hit points back.
Cool. And that brings me up to full health, which is 42.
Excellent. Back to maximum. That's all you find in the room. Billicus, do you want an action? Because this is a dead end, technically, this chamber.
I will Manto to go over to Seyda and kind of...
Okay. Now, before you react, Seyda, you don't know this at the time. Okay, I get it. I'm hip to this. Yeah, I get it. Seyda, you're raging again, smashing it in your horror and frustration. But of course, you don't actually care about people being butchered. There's another issue behind this. I
kind of care about people being butchered as well.
Well, let's find out. At that moment, you stop, you take breaths, you stare at your own hands and the ruins around you, and you feel something around your legs. It's Manto. He loves you. He's snuffling up to you. He's apologizing. He's sniffing and licking your hands, and he's making up with you.
I say sorry to you and give him a little hug.
Okay,
but
you
I'm
make
still
up.
Mad at the snakes.
You make up with Manto. Your barbarian rage is gone of all traces now. What does Billicus think while he's watching this? Because you can think in your mind as Billicus.
That's nice.
That's appropriate, a little anticlimactic, but appropriate. Yeah.
So deep.